2025 was an amazing year for music, and an even better year for vinyl collectors. Today, I'm counting down my 5 favorite new music releases of 2025. This list isn't about what was most popular or what got the most hype. These are my personal 5 favorite albums of 2025. Records I genuinely lived with this year. Albums that surprised me, challenged me, or simply became part of my everyday listening. Some of these are quiet and introspective, some are expansive and transportive, but every single one of them felt intentional, personal, and worth spending real time with. Before we jump in, if you enjoy my content, please consider subscribing, and if you really enjoy my content, consider buying me a coffee using the link in the description. At number 5 is Alive in the Catacombs by Queens of the Stone Age. A live EP recorded in the catacombs. This feels less like a live performance and more like an experience that was captured. The setting, the catacombs, does so much work here. Every note hangs in the air longer. Every silence feels more meaningful. There's an intimacy to this record that's hard to fake. You're constantly aware of the space, the echo, the restraint, the way the musicians leave room for the environment itself to speak. It's haunting without being dark, meditative without ever becoming boring. This is the kind of album that demands focus, headphones on, phone away, and lights low. It might not be something I throw on casually, but when I'm in the right headspace, Alive in the Catacombs is a completely absorbing record, and that's why it earns a spot on this list. Number 4, Flowers by Durand Jones and the Indications. Flowers is just a beautifully warm record. Durand Jones sounds fully comfortable in his voice here, emotionally and musically. What I love most about this album is how effortless it feels. Nothing is oversung, nothing is overproduced, the melodies are strong, the songwriting is direct, and the emotional tone is clear without being heavy-handed. It's soulful, but not stuck in nostalgia. Modern, but never sterile. This is one of those albums I kept putting on without really thinking about it, while driving, cooking, late at night, and it always worked. That kind of replay value is rare, and Flowers absolutely has it. Number 3, Volume 3, Ancestros Futuros by Cochemea. This album feels expansive in every sense of the word. This is an album that pulls from spiritual jazz, Latin traditions, and forward-thinking composition, but never feels academic or stiff. There's a real sense of movement here. Tracks unfold slowly, ideas build and dissolve, and the record constantly balances structure with freedom. What really sets this album apart is how timeless it feels. It could have been recorded decades ago, or it could be pointing towards where this kind of music is headed next. Every time I revisit it, I notice something new. A rhythm tucked into the background, a harmonic shift, a moment I'd missed before. It's a deep listener's album, and it rewards that kind of attention. If you love 70s spiritual jazz like Pharoah Sanders, you need to check this album out. Number 2, Cruel Joke by Ken Pomeroy. This album caught me completely off guard. Cruel Joke is emotionally raw in a way that feels honest, not performative, and not exaggerated. Ken Pomeroy's songwriting here feels deeply personal, but also incredibly relatable. There's true vulnerability without self-pity, sadness without melodrama. The production stays out of the way, letting the songs breathe and the lyrics land naturally. It feels like you're being led in on something private, like these songs weren't written for an audience, but shared anyway. This was one of the most emotionally impactful records I heard all year. It's not an easy listen, but it's a meaningful one, and that's exactly why it lands at number 2. Number 1, Other Worlds and Habitats by the Sorcerers. This is my album of the year, no question. Other Worlds and Habitats doesn't just feel like a collection of songs, it feels like a fully realized universe. From the first moments this record pulls you into its space. The textures, the rhythms, the pacing, it all feels cinematic and intentional. What I love most is how immersive it is. You don't just listen to this album, you enter it. Every track feels connected, every transition feels purposeful, and despite how layered and detailed it is, the album never feels cluttered or overwhelming. It invites repeat listens, and every time I return to it, I notice something new. This is the record that stayed with me the longest in 2025, and the one I know I'll still be revisiting years from now. So, those are my 5 favorite albums of 2025. If there's one thing that ties all these together, it's intention. None of these albums feel rushed or disposable. They all reward time, attention, and repeat listening. If you discovered something new from this list, that's a win. And if your favorites looked completely different, I'd love to hear what defined your year in music. Thanks for watching, and thanks for listening along with me this year, and I'll see you in the next one.